Do you know Toshiba was discontinued some few years ago and it now operates under a new brand name called Dynabook. So if you ever see a name like Dynabook, it simply refers to the old Toshiba but under a new name. And in this video, we are going to review the lineup of laptops that are still relevant and can run the modern software. Toshiba is a legendary brand and it has a series of laptops referred to as the Portégé laptops. These are laptops that are initially meant for business people or for people who are frequently traveling. That means that they are thin and ultra portable. A number of them do run on the i3 and even the i5 processors from Intel, and that means it can handle the low duty tasks such as browsing, typing and even virtual meetings. So if you're a student looking for a laptop that is from the Toshiba brand or the Dynabook brand, this should be the focus. Keep in mind that these low duty laptops are usually budget laptops and you can find them or acquire them on a budget. That is, if you are running on a budget. When the Toshiba Tecra series is mentioned, I want you to think of the HP EliteBook series, because they are on the same category, solving the needs for the same people. But in terms of other features, it will be similar to the HP EliteBook series. And that means that they'll give this premium vibe, and the durability and even the casing is meant for office, and that will simply tell you that they are made of metal casings and even alloys. They have been made to withstand pressure and other forms of physical damage. In terms of builds, the newer versions are meant for AI and even productivity and other office use. So if you work in offices or you just want a laptop for productivity and a laptop that will guarantee you longevity while offering the same experience and performance as the HP EliteBooks, then the Toshiba Tecra series is for you. For most of the part, you can purchase them as XUK or refurbished laptops, because Toshiba brand was discontinued some few years ago. However, the Dynabook is still producing some new versions, such as the ones that I'll list in your screen, which feature the NPUs, that is, they are optimized for AI productivity. While shopping for a laptop, you will find that these Toshiba laptops are way more cheaper than their brand competitors like Lenovo or even HP. You'll find that they run the same chips, they run the same motherboard and everything. And you will tend to think that that's a very good deal. And I'll tell you the truth. Sometimes that comes at a cost. You might buy a laptop, but one thing that you will realize after buying the laptop is that the laptop is made of plastic casing. And that means at one point in the life of this laptop, you'll have to deal with hinge issues or even the broken case, the one that houses the screen, and getting a spare part will be difficult. Another reason why these laptops are very cheap is that the shops that still have them, they want to discard them out of their shops because these are legacy machines and some of them do not compete at the market level with the other ones like HP and Lenovo. And that means, so they need to be sold at a lower price, even half of the standard market price, considering that even Toshiba discontinued that manufacturing those laptops. Now, of course, there are newer ones which are now managed by the Dynabook, which is a company that acquired Toshiba. But that's besides the point. Let's talk about this series called the Toshiba Satellite Pro series. These are laptops that are meant for heavy work, but not that kind of heavy that requires a workstation. A good percentage of these laptops do feature the NVIDIA and even the AMD dedicated graphics card, and that tells you the kind of work that you're supposed to do. They are meant for, if you are an engineering student, you want to buy a laptop at a budget price, now which will be slightly lower than the standard market price, then you should go for this kind of laptops. They are meant for technical courses like engineering, educators, maybe you are a lecturer at a certain college or university. So ideally these laptops are meant to do heavy work, but not that kind of heavy, but will make sure that the work is done. I want you to think of this converted to this. That is what we call the workstation. Basically, you are getting the raw performance of a desktop and convert it to a laptop that is portable. And that series of laptops was what was referred to as the Qosmio. Qosmio was the mobile workstation that was manufactured by Toshiba, and that meant that these laptops were meant to do heavy stuff like gaming, video editing, 3D design and modeling, and even other tasks that demanded a lot of processing power. The last model was manufactured in 2015, and from then Toshiba had been focusing on other models like the Toshiba Tecra series, in which there are workstations that are based on that model, which is more of an umbrella of other laptops. You can still purchase these Qosmio laptops, but as second-hand or even refurbished. But I'm not sure if you can get a refurbished laptop, so that means that you'll have to get it as a second-hand or in whichever form that you can find, provided that you make sure that that laptop is working before purchase.